Hello, Michael here with another Michael's Guitar Reviews. You've probably noticed that this isn't the usual shape of a guitar. It's actually something quite different, quite unusual. Yes, it's a headless bass. This one is made, it's the Hohner. This one is the Hohner Professionals, which is licensed by Steinberger. Quite a lot to say about this, really. The first thing I must say is it doesn't work properly. It's got active and passive pickup circuitry. Quick explanation for people who may not be familiar with those terms. A passive guitar, electric guitar, is one that doesn't need a battery to power additional circuitry. If it has an active circuit, then that increases the range of available sounds. It requires a battery to power up the system. This one is or was designed to have both an active and passive option range. However, the active part of this guitar doesn't work. The circuitry, as you will see from the picture just about to come onto your screen, is quite complex. More so than I feel confident in dealing with. The guitar has been loaned to me. I don't feel appropriate for me to start delving into the electronics and making all sorts of errors. The owner might not be very pleased with me. So I rely for a lot of my reviews on the goodwill of very, very kind, enthusiastic guitar owners. And I appreciate each and every one of them, and I totally respect their instruments. So therefore, it's not for me to start meddling and then getting into trouble. So that was a long way of saying that the passive side works. The active side does not work, therefore I'm unable to demonstrate that for you in this video. In order to select between the two, you have a simple switch, and that switch enables, in the down position, ordinarily, to power the active circuitry, and towards the strings for the passive circuitry, which is what we will be using today. Let's just have a little tour of the guitar, and then we'll see what it sounds like. You'll notice there's no headstock, but what you will see is that there are ball end strings that go into slots at the top. Those pass over a 0 fret, a 0 fret being one that's right next to the nut. This nut is integrated with a plate at the top of the headstock. So you've got your 0 fret and then no more frets. Well, you can see what looks like frets, and indeed they are frets. Let me start again. They're actually frets, but they're not proud of the fingerboard. They're in line with the fingerboard, so therefore you can only just feel that they're there. So for all intents and purposes, this is a fretless instrument. Now, I might as well just say a bit about the fingerboard. It's dark, and you'd think, maybe that's an ebony fingerboard. I suspect not. The guitar has been stood for a long time, and there's actually fading on the fingerboard, and I think what's happened is it's been painted to look like ebony. The neck is a rounded C profile, even just maybe perhaps in the top end here, looking like it might even be a D profile, which tapers a little as it goes down, just flattens out a little bit. It's chunky-ish, it's comfortable, and it's relatively narrow. So in other words, if you've got little hands or little fingers, then one of these is probably a pretty good idea to consider. It looks like the neck is integrated with the body. The body itself, you can see the position, you can see that the shape of that's very, very tapered. On the back we have a plate that you can remove which has access to the control electronics. In here we have a compartment which is for a battery, and that battery is of course for the active circuit. Now the problem is these things stick, as this one is. Battery goes in there, and then you've got this rather corroded looking piece of complex, I presume, machinery, which I'm not even going to go anywhere near. And the lid can go back on. Oops, maybe it can't. And the lid goes back on like that. Okie dokie. Round at the front we have two rectangular pickups, covered pickups, and these are controlled by independent rotary volume controls. This one for the one nearest the neck, this one in the centre which is for the one nearest the bridge, and then we have a rotary tone control. I'm just going to say a little bit about this bridge. The strings ordinarily for these are ball-ended both ends, and all you do is you slot the string into here, pull it down and tuck it inside over a claw which sits just inside here. Picture about to appear. Adjustment of the strings, very simple. You just turn these knurled nuts here by hand. They're actually surprisingly low geared, so they're easy to turn. Now I just want to say a word, more than a word, several words, about the setup of the bridge and the string saddles. Not a great setup, and the reason for that is simple. I've had to adjust the saddles down so that this guitar is playable. Ordinarily, or when I first got the guitar, there was a huge, it was the distance between the strings and the fingerboard. You could literally drive a car through it, almost literally, a bit exaggerated there, but it needed some sorting. So what did I do? I had to adjust the string saddles down, which is very simple. 2 Allen screws either side, and you can move the string saddles up or down. However, in order to get this to play at all, I've had to take it quite low, but you can see there is very little break angle between the back of the string and where it goes over the saddle. The ball claw at the bottom here, at the bottom or the back, really needs to be much lower down so that you get this break angle. At the moment we've got a relatively continuous angle, very little break there. We need more break, and the reason for that is, as will become apparent, is that it creates a certain amount otherwise of lateral movement on the top of the saddle, and that makes buzzy noises. Not good. Okay, and round here we have a normal jack input, and we also have an XLR input, which means that you can go direct into your recording equipment should you desire. And this little device here flicks up so that you can rest the guitar on your lap to make it a little bit less likely to go in that direction. Interesting. You actually find that I'm of the opinion that these guitars were probably designed for cowboys in the Wild West. The reason is because it fits perfectly into... Oh, there's a dog. Hello. It fits perfectly into where you put your Winchester rifle. You know those tubes that they put, the leather tube on the side of the saddle, put the rifle in there. Well, if you had another one, you could put your guitar in the other side. So when you're out on the range, you can serenade all your buddies. Is that what they called them? Anyway, enough meandering. let's see, what does it sound like? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the front pickup only by rolling this control for the back pickup or the bridge pickup off, and then we'll have the rotary tone control fully anti-clockwise to try and give us a more bassy sound. Just on the front pickup. Here we go. Oh, by the way, the front pickup rotary control is temperamental. Let's now bring that rotary control all the way around clockwise to give us a more trebly sound. Let's now turn off the front pickup, bring on the bridge pickup. Again, rotary control anti-clockwise for a more bassy sound. Bridge pickup and bassy sound. And now we'll turn the rotary tone control all the way around clockwise for more trebly sound. Bridge pickup, trebly sound. And now let's bring the front pickup back in. So we've got both pickups on together now, and the rotary control for tone is fully anti-clockwise, which will give us a little bit more of a bassy sound, both pickups. And now let's turn the rotary control all the way around clockwise for a more trebly sound. Both pickups on together here. What's the verdict? It's gimmicky, it's different, it's probably great if you're a cowboy out on the range and you can shove it in your Winchester holster. Shame I can't demonstrate the active side of the pickups, but at least now we have a general flavour overall of what this guitar is like. Relatively lightweight, from the 1980s. They're available, lots of them around online. Actually, the design isn't brilliant, you know, to be perfectly honest. Especially this bridge. I just don't like it. I don't like the bridge. I don't like the bridge saddles. It's okay if you just want to take something away with you that's not too heavy. I'm not sure the sounds are fantastic really compared to what's out there. I'm being a bit negative, aren't I, really? It's okay, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmicky guitar. What do you think? What do you think, Jojo? I don't think she's too keen, but you know, she's very easily persuaded. She's got coffee stains on her head. It's not my coffee, by the way. Somebody else. Anyway, this is Michael's Guitar Reviews. I always ask you to subscribe. I really, 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 really appreciate people really appreciate it if people will subscribe. It does make the channel more visible. It helps the channel to grow, and the whole reason behind all of this is I just love sharing this love of guitars, the variety, the fact that we can investigate them, get to know a bit about them, share some ideas. Please, I always appreciate if you make constructive comments or share some of your own experiences. It's always welcome. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Happy playing. Bye for now.